Welcome to Art Dawald Gymnasium and Atomic TV's presentation of District 6 basketball presented by Fowler General Construction. I'm Mike Rovell, and sitting beside me is my co-host Kennedy Tate. And tonight's matchup features your Bombers taking on the visiting 7-14 Ferris Saxons. Richland is 21-0 this season, coming into the District 6 quarterfinals.
Landon Northrup is leading the MCC in assists with 5 a game, sprinkled along with 25.5 points per game. Lance Hornevet is nearly matching him. He has 27.8, so a little bit more. He's leading the MCC in scoring, and then he's also grabbing 9 rebounds a game, which is quite a bit of amount. That's 9 extra possessions per game. And then for Ferris, Boston Hess has led the Saxons in the playoff game against Pasco, dropping 24 points. That is a Pasco team that did give Richland quite a rough first quarter when they played here in Art Dawald. And obviously that was not a very close game, but that was a team that can be competitive, and he scored 24 points to get them. So he will likely show out tonight against the Richland Bombers.
Yeah, Boston has just a sophomore standing in at 6 foot tall. He was the leading scorer, like you said, definitely the player of the game in their 9-point victory in the play-in game. And scores from around the district. The winner of this game will face Kamayakin here at Art Dawald on Tuesday, and it will be a tall task here for the Ferris Saxons. They are the 8th seed against the ever giant, that is the 21-0 Richland Bombers, and it should be a good matchup. And across on the other side of the bracket, it is the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups and the Chiawana Riverhawks on the other side. The winner of that matchup will punch their ticket to the District 6 final. And Kennedy, as we come into this game, this is a high-powered Richland offense. They are averaging just over 92 points per game. That is good for second in the country, Kennedy. They are the second highest scoring team in the country per max preps.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys tune in quite often, and you've seen this is a team that is explosive in every single realm. All 84 feet of the court, you got to guard them. So I'm not shocked. I mean, that is definitely a great level on a national scale, but this is going to be a very tough team to beat. As we go into state, you know, we play some really good teams, but Richland's a great team.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and so this is a team that you're going to have to work really hard to stop.
And with that, that concludes our pregame show. We head down to the court to finish up our warm-ups into our public address announcer, Michael Valise.
Good evening, basketball fans. I'm Michael Valise, and welcome to Richland High School and Art Dawald Gymnasium, home to the best home court advantage in the MCC. Tonight, live from the hangar at District 6 quarterfinal matchup, featuring the visiting Ferris Saxons and your Richland Bombers. The Saxons enter tonight's game with a 7-14 record. The Bombers enter tonight's game with a 21-0 record. Tonight's game we conduct under the rules and regulations of District 6 and the WIAA. All spectators are encouraged to root for their team and houses play good sports with tournament opponents and officials. Spectators who make harassing comments, including those of a racial or sexual nature, will be removed from the gymnasium. We would like to remind you that RSD is a tobacco-free school district. Tobacco products and alcohol beverages are not permitted on school property. Signs other than the school banner and the use of impact nosemakers are strictly prohibited. At the conclusion of the game, spectators that remain in the bleachers until all players, coaches, and officials have entered their respective locker rooms. We hope you will enjoy tonight's contest and support our efforts to disrupt human dignity by promoting good citizenship and sportsmanship in high school interscholastic athletics. Have friends and family want to follow up the camping tonight? Both games are being broadcast live on YouTube on our Wrestling Class Atomic TV program. To watch the game, go to youtube.com, search for Atomic TV, and join Michael Rovell and Kenny to take all the action. Now, fans, it is my pleasure to introduce the players for tonight's District 6 quarterfinal matchup. First, the non-starters of the visiting Ferris Saxons. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 2, Sadrian Sarto. At guard, a 6'2" freshman, number 4, Blake Zimmerman. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 5, Sam Colton. At forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 12, Graham Kiemer. At guard, 5'9" freshman, number 13, Decker Household. At guard, a 6-foot freshman, number 20, DeMarcus McClendon. And at forward, a 6'7" senior, number 21, Andrew Ferguson. Now attacking the stars of the visiting Saxons. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Boston Hess. At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 11, Jack Christensen. senior with the team, Pregame Analysis. And 4-6 sophomore for the team, Floyd. The Saxons is coached by Sean Allen. He's assisted by Scott Worthy, Chad Burns, Mitch Holda, Eric Powell, and Dennis Evans. Now it's Thomas City. It's time for the Richland Bombers Bombers. First one to the Bombers. And on the Bombers, number 2, Mitchell. And 4-6 senior Brian Schultz. And 4-6 junior 14, Rutgers.
It'll be Cole Floyd to jump for the Ferris Saxons and Lance Hornevet to jump for the Richland Bombers. Decently packed crowd here tonight. I'd probably guess around 2,000 people here for the boys game. And it is gold out here tonight, Kennedy. Pretty nice theme here we got going on. As the ball is up in the air, and Hornevet able to tip it to Northrup to get the action underway. Northrup starting the game off hot, initiating.
Spin shot.
Oh my gosh, I had my breath taken away, excuse me. All the way over to Housel, and it is rejected by Northrup.
Yeah, what a showing of just effort here so far from Northrup to start the game. Gets the ball, good offensive possession, followed by a good defensive possession. It's pretty easy to get complacent after especially a good shot. You know, you're feeling yourself, but you have to get back on defense, and that's exactly what he did. Over
the top to Floyd. Excellent insight there, Kennedy, by displaying Northrup's hustle, and it is deflected. Hess will grab it and shake two defenders, and he is fouled by Woodard as Jackson's first of the game, along with the Bombers' first of the quarter. Hess clears out his teammates, and he gets across half court with Northrup guarding him. Gets the ball right back from Christensen, and now trying to go to work on Skako. Hands it over to Floyd. Hess in the corner, trying to get anywhere, steps through with the left hand, finishes. That's a good move from Hess.
Yeah, overall, that was just a really fundamental and skilled move.
Northrup wants it from deep. You bet! 30-footer from Northrup. Hess wants to answer back with one of his own. He cannot. Ball goes out of bounds into the band, and it is Richland basketball.
You know, something we talked about a lot this season was playing easier competition than MCC. Is Richland going to be able to step it up in time for playoffs? We were like, we didn't know. So far, it's been only not even 2 minutes in the very first playoff game, and they have.
Northrup, he wants a third straight one, won't go. Good rebound from Floyd, and an excellent box out from Christensen. Hess forced to pick up his dribble, gets it over to Kays. Kays picks up his dribble, and it's back in Hess's hands. Floyd backing down Northrup, gets him in the air, puts up a right off the backboard, no good. Gets his own rebound and cleans it up. Hornevet takes a pull-up three, no good. Housel. No, excuse me, check that. That is Kays with a good box out.
Hey, third time's the charm.
Third time is the charm. Kays with his back to the basket. He's got Woodard on him. Picked up his dribble, now it's back in Boston Hess's hands. Just a sophomore, but the clear leader of this team. Has it stripped by Edwards. Edwards got a defender trailing. Edwards stepping through, can't finish. Hornevet gets the rebound and cleans it up. Back-to-back offensive rebounds leading to put-back layups on both ends. Hess trying to get it to Floyd, and it's a breakaway for Hornevet. Through contact, he is able to finish with the right hand. Bijou Kays. That is a 5-second violation. He is strapped up by Woodard. Kays could not get it out of his hands before 5 seconds. Not something you see too often with a dribble. Sometimes you see that once they pick up their dribble and they physically can't make a move, but Woodard wouldn't let him go anywhere.
Yeah, that was just fundamental defense in which he had all bases covered.
Northrup stepping in, spinning, stepping back, fading away, draining it from inside the key. Give Northrup 7. Cole Floyd will be the one to break half court for the Saxons. Able to keep his dribble. Coach Mallon of Ferris taking the first time out of the game, a 30-second one at that.
Yeah, we've seen just like explosivity just right out the gate here from the Richland Bombers. The ball is being shared, and obviously we've seen Landon like just go off and like go on a tear very, very early on. But everyone has. If I had to look and guess, it seems like they're just bought into their combined goal. If they want to go deeper in this district tournament, maybe state, it might be a little bit too early to say that for sure, but they're just showing dominance against a Ferris team that is capable of being competitive against them. They're making it look like that's not the case when that is for sure. But they're just so explosive right out the gate.
Yeah.
I don't know how better else to put it.
Yeah, no, right now it's just like they're just playing with the fire lit under them. They're like their hair's on fire, however you want to describe it. They're playing like it means a lot to them. And a thing to highlight, Cole Floyd and Anders Thogerson, both 6'7" forwards of Ferris. And it'll be interesting to see how big of a role they played, coached by Sean Mallon, a 6'9" forward at Gonzaga, as the ball goes out of bounds. But Coach Mallon of Ferris played at Gonzaga. He was in 2003-2004 all-freshman team in the West Coast Conference. So these two big men have an excellent coach to learn under, and it looked to see them make an impact here in this game.
Yeah, that's something we very little often talk about, is what role coaches have and how you play and the role you play.
As Floyd faces heavy contact, and as we know in these playoffs, Hornibet to the rim! Coast to coast. He knew what he was going to do.
It's like Moses, he just split the sea open.
Floyd fighting for it. He makes his shot, but not after he travels.
Going back to that Richland, the last possession in which the floor just opened for Hornibet to just go through and just get that dunk. And we talk about momentum and atmosphere quite a bit, but this is probably one of the best first quarter atmospheres we've seen.
Absolutely, and finishing once again is Hornibet in the key. Him and Landon are accounted for all 15 points of the Bombers scoring here in the first quarter. And now you see the two of them doubling Hess. Colton getting it inside to Floyd, puts up a shot, trying to get a call, won't get it. Hornibet wants a three, takes it, no good off back rim. Jackson Woodard, you know he's gonna shoot that, and you know he's gonna make it. Can't let him do that. As we see the streak of Northrop and Hornibet broken by a Woodard three. And Hess is able to get Hornibet to leave his feet and pick up his first personal foul of the night, the Bombers' second of the quarter. But yes, Kennedy, like we were saying, unless you make it easy for the officials aren't going to call very many fouls in this game.
Yeah, and for a larger than average team like Richland, that's actually good because you can use your physicality to be even more physical.
Floyd taking a three, making it from behind the arc. Up ahead to Woodard. Thinks about answering, steps back, off back rim. Northrop fighting for a rebound, winds up in Christensen's hands. Colton now guarded by Northrop. Northrop trying to get a steal, is able to tip it up to Woodard, and then back to Northrop, and he tries to go for a reverse, won't go. Scocco's putback is no good. Hess over to Christensen, and it goes out of bounds after it was deflected by Hornibet, and Schreufert is going to take a 30-second timeout, probably to get his boys back down to earth.
Yeah, quite actually, as you say that, I'm looking over the Richland huddle, and he's very clearly telling his players to just calm down. And you know, the role as a coach oftentimes to be hype your players up and then also just calm them down. And it's not necessarily like you are in control of your players' emotions, because there's a lot broader than that. But just to guide, especially these high schoolers, they're very young, and just we guide them towards the right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's why we've seen Richland be so good this season, is because they have played at a consistent mental level almost the entire season. And that's just game after game, they seem to be about the same. They don't really get fazed by some of the quote-unquote bigger games they've had or some of the smaller games. Every game they just show up, they show out, and they do their job. And that's something we've seen a lot, and so that's probably just in the huddle is just just do what you've always done. No need to be special now, you know?
Absolutely. And a good way to put it, I Streufert once, I heard him say this, that one of his jobs is to keep us in the Goldilocks zone, whether that's to push us out into orbit or bring us back down to earth. That's one of his jobs as a coach, to make sure that we're playing with the right energy. Austin Hess trying to get space from Northrup, able to create a little bit of room. He'll kick it outside to Keemer. And with the left hand, no good. That is Anders Thogeson, and able to clean it up is Cole Floyd, excuse me. Over to Skako, back to Woodard. Woodard facing double team. Ferris is in the zone. They go over the top, and Hornevet can't finish. Right idea, not the best execution. Pushing the pace now is Robinson, and he is fouled, and he will get 2 free throws.
Personal foul number 10, Josiah Skako, his first personal, team's third. Bailey Robinson at the line, shooting 2.
Robinson first is good. Bailey and Robinson, one of the only seniors on this young Ferris Saxon team. Him and Thogeson are the 2 senior leaders.
You know, no actual facts to back this up, just an opinion, but I do think that what grade you are doesn't matter in the regular season, but it really shows itself as we get into playoff games, just with the composure and the leadership you carry yourself with. So it is interesting to see a younger team like Ferris and see how, like, in their moments of doing good, just how that all comes together, you know?
Yeah, it is. And you can see the coaches here telling them to stay down on Skako, but not on Northrup. My goodness, get out on that guy if you're not going to get out on Skako. Hess trying to do something here with Northrup all over him. Good finish with the left in the key. Back to Northrup. He wants another deep 3. This one misses short. It'll be Saxon basketball with 53.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Hess now taking his time, waiting things to get set up. Not quite the look they want, but Thogerson able to recover, and now it's Hess driving with the right, and he is going to be not fouled. There's no call, can't finish with the right hand. Hornevet getting inside, as he does often, can't finish. Good rebound though from Woodard. It is stripped by Hess, but he had it go off of his foot, according to the official. Shot clock turned off, 26.8 seconds. They create a 3 for Woodard, and he drains it. 24-13, 20 seconds left. Kecker Housel will work on Edwards. Housel picks up his dribble and steps through. No good off the glass. Rebound Floyd goes up. No good off glass. Rebound Floyd finally gets it to go. 4 seconds now. They get it up ahead to Edwards. Edwards gets it back to Hornevet. Long heave. No good off the glass. After 8 minutes of play, the Bombers are up 9 points, 24-15. Kennedy, so far, this actually is kind of a below average quarter for first quarter for the Richland Bombers scoring wise, but they're still playing very well.
Yeah, I think the key thing to highlight is that basketball is largely a stats game except for when it's not. And the numbers don't tell the full story here, which it seems like Richland's doing so much better than they are because they're getting a lot of high value moments.
Exactly, a lot of momentum.
Yeah, they're not necessarily converting on all of them, but they're getting those opportunities, and those opportunities are hard to create. You have to be a good team to consistently do that. We've seen probably like 5 or 6 chances so far this quarter. So I wouldn't be worried at all that they're only quote-unquote up by 9 points because they're in a position to do really well the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have put it better myself. As a team, they're shooting dead even 50% through the first quarter, but they are shooting 44% from 3. They're currently hot from behind the arc right now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in basketball, if you shoot what's called 50-40-90, which means you have 50% field goal, you have 40% from 3, and then 90% from the free throw line, you are considered an elite shooter. So minus the free throw aspect, this Richland team as a whole is an elite shooting team right now. And to do that with all 5 people is often impossible. And so just to do this so far through 8 minutes, and that's a decent sample size, just shows that this team is, they are hot right now. And can they maintain it through 3 quarters? We'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
They're definitely on the right path.
This Atomic TV broadcast is proudly supported by Fowler General Construction. Fowler is committed to supporting Atomic TV student broadcasters and student athletes and celebrating their successes on and off the field. Fowler General Construction is a superior choice for general contracting here in the Tri-Cities. Floyd tries to get down low to Thogerson. It goes through his hands and it is saved by Skako. Hornevet thinking about a 3 and taking it and draining it. Lance Hornevet picking up his first 3 of the night. Give him 11 points early here in the second. It'll be Hess trying to make something happen around the free throw line. Hot pass out to to Housel. Back to Cole Floyd. He can't finish. Hornevet to Edwards to Northrup. 4-3. Yes! Textbook Bomber basketball outlet pass shot. And that is a look they're always going to want as Northrup open in the corner. And we have a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Mallon of Ferris. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Little Cotton Eye Joe here at Dawald. How do you feel about that, Kennedy?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I'm just happy every time I'm here. I'm grateful for the opportunities I'm given.
That's good. Boston Hess, guarded by Northrup, past half court, blows right by him, and he is going to be fouled by Skako.
Yeah, the issue there being that Skako took a step at the last second. If he would have just stayed back, that likely would have been like a foul against him instead of like on him.
I know what you mean.
Boston Hess at the line shooting 2.
Boston Hess picking up his 5th point of the night. Him and Cole Floyd are responsible for 14 of the 16 Saxon points that have been scored. Now 17. Woodard in the corner, steps in. Hornevet goes all the way over to Northrup. He puts up a 3, no good. Hornevet able to clean it up and grab the rebound, stepping into the paint. Can't finish, own rebound. That time he finishes. Excellent hustle and physicality for number 3. Now number 3 of the Saxons can't hang on. That's Boston Hess though, able to regain possession, step through, but not after he travels. Not before, I keep saying not after. Boston Hess with a turnover there, a traveling violation.
Especially if you're an undersized guard, a step through is one of the the best moves you can potentially have, but then it does open up a traveling risk if you misplace a foot. Yeah. So it is one of those you're just towing the line.
But being an undersized guard and playing when you're largely outsized like this Richland, like he is by this Richland team, you're just going to have to create more risky opportunities as Woodard's 3 is no good. Northrup gets the rebound and bangs it home. Landon Northrup. Boston Hess ghosts the screen from Floyd. And now it's Floyd guarded by Hornevet on the perimeter. Hess creating contact, can't finish, and Christensen is going to be put on the line by Josiah Skako. Landon Northrup is currently 4 of 7 from 3, 6 of 10 from the field. You see both of the Cadens for Richland check into the game. I scratched that. Caden Scholes mistakenly took off his shooting shirt. It'll be just Caden Mitchell to check into the game for Josiah.
Along with Brandon Robinson, Caden Mitchell
Pregame I saw Caden Mitchell throw down a few dunks for the first time I've ever seen. That was pretty impressive, being a 5'10" guard,
11.
freshman, 5'11" freshman.
Yeah, no, you do really love to see it, because that opens up a whole new level of scoring, momentum, and then just verticality. It's a lot harder to just guard space on the court, but when you have to guard that space in 3 dimensions, that's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Christensen able to convert on his free throw there. Edwards trying to exploit the zone, gets it all the way over to Woodard, to Hornevet, can't finish. Mitchell cleans it up and gets a putback layup. Caden Mitchell, the first non-starter to score here in this game. Sadrian Sands gets it over to Zimmerman, who knocks down a 3 from deep. 2 bench players making an impact here for the Ferris Saxons, as Northrop's turnaround jumper no good. And an offensive foul on the Bombers. Braylon Edwards picks up his first personal on the rebound.
Richland foul for Braylon Edwards, his first personal, team's third.
Northrop able to steal it on the inbound to Woodard, and Woodard is going to pick up a charge. The charge was drawn by, excuse me, the charge was drawn by Bailey and Robinson of Ferris. Housel hit the deck, but didn't matter, as Sadrian able to recover and get the ball back into the Saxons' hands. Up ahead to Christensen, he finishes. Hornevet with the head of steam, slows it down, and is going to be fouled by Housel. Richland with a 14-point lead, 4:39 left in the first half. Northrop from Hornevet hits the 3. Landon Northrop with 19 points in the first half. Hess outside to Sarteau. He puts up a 3. Nearly banks it, not quite open on Saturday. It'll be Hornevet grabbing the rebound and going the other way. Northrop from Woodard. Not good. Rebounded by Bailey Robinson, and Sarteau avoids a backcourt violation, but could not execute the pass up ahead. Hornevet can't secure the pass down low, tipped out by Jack Christensen. Cole Floyd back into the game, and out comes Christensen. Hornevet, guarded by a much smaller Housel, is going to be fouled.
Ferris foul number 13, Decker Housel, his second personal, team second.
Northrop finds Woodard in the corner. He blows by his defender, can't finish. And the ball goes out of bounds, but it went off of Robinson, who was laying on the ground on the baseline. And we're gonna have to get another towel here to mop up the sweat. Hornevet off the inbound, takes a jumper, no good. Housel able to get it up ahead to Zimmerman, who loses possession, and it's over to Woodard, who is going to lay it in, but Caden Mitchell picks up an offensive foul for an interference, preventing a defender from making a play on the basketball.
Have we seen that one?
I don't think we have. Add that one to the bingo card.
I genuinely don't think there's anything else left.
There's a lot of rules in basketball, man. I don't say that because you're just going to create more that probably didn't even exist before.
I like that.
Hess gets it to Floyd. Floyd takes a pull-up jumper, no good. Ball finds Woodard. He pushes the pace now the other way over to Northrup. He takes a long two, no good. Zimmerman with an athletic rebound. Picks up his dribble, gets it ahead to Decker Housel. Decker Housel transition three, no good. Misses long, finds Boston Hess. He puts up a three. That one's good. 40-26 is the score with 2:45 left here in the first half. Northrup down low to Hornevet. Hornevet does what he wants down low. Easy bucket for number 3. Bailey and Robinson has an open lane. Hovers in the air but can't finish, barring the Hornevet contest. Hornevet now, transition 3, bangs it home. 45-26. The Bombers are getting hot here as we enter the later stages of the first half. Housel gets it to Floyd. Floyd lays it up and in. Good pass from Housel. Woodard takes a free throw jumper, drains it. Caden Mitchell, the lone scorer for the bench for the Bombers, as Zimmerman takes another deep three, 2 for 2 from way deep. Zimmerman, just a freshman, now has 6 points off the bench. Northrup, heavy contest, doesn't matter though, as it goes out of bounds. Edwards able to save it and throw it off of Zimmerman. Woodard won't go. Ball hit out by a Bomber. It'll be Saxon basketball. Richland currently shooting just under 50%. They have yet to attempt a free throw, but they're currently still shooting that 50-40 split you were talking about, Kennedy.
Yeah, even without the stat line, I would assume that they are very efficient. The stats really just back it up.
Floyd has his pass tipped by Woodard. Woodard able to get it over to Hornevet for some showtime and a throwdown. Cole Floyd working on Hornevet, spinning down low, swatted.
Hornevet working on Floyd.
Woodard, no good in transition. Ball tipped around. It finds the Saxons' hands and Zimmerman. Boston Hess in transition, goes to work down low and able to, with an athletic finish, my goodness, over Hornevet. 36 seconds remaining. Ball in Hornevet's hands. Avoids contact and is able to put himself on the line. A blocking foul on Cole Floyd.
Ferris foul number 22, Cole Floyd, his first personal team's third. Lance at the line shooting 2.
First free throws of the game here for your Bombers. Ooh.
Mitchell returns for the Bombers.
Caden Mitchell checking into the game for Jackson Woodard as Hornevet attempts his second free throw. Historically a pretty good free throw shooter.
Able to make his second, give the Bombers half of 100 right before halftime. Hornevet has 21, Northrup with 19. They have combined for 40 first half points. Northrup loses his man in an athletic finish. Once again, the left-handed floater from Boston Hess. Northrup slowing things down. wanting to take the last shot. 5 seconds on the clock. Northrup going to work, gets a screen, puts up a three, no good. Zimmerman with the rebound, and that'll do it for the first half. 50-35, a 15-point lead for your Richland Bombers.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say is that Richland's done a great job executing, and Ferris has done a good job of staying in this game. They've taken advantage of the opportunities, and they're creating their own, which is something I always talk about, like the opportunity battle. And so if you're Ferris, you want to step it up a little bit. You are down 15.5, but that's not necessarily like a horrible thing in this situation. Richland is a really good team, so I'd look to hang in there, and then you can really look to claw back like towards the end of the fourth as everyone's getting tired. You have to put in more bench players. That's really your time to shine. So we'll see in the second half. But so far, a good game from both teams.
Yeah, like we saw in the girls' game, the Bomber girls were able to come back from a 12-point deficit in half of a quarter. A 15-point deficit is by no means something that is insurmountable for the Ferris Saxons. And with that, we're going to step aside. We'll be back for the second half of District 6 quarterfinal action. Back to Art Dawald Gymnasium, and as we come closer to the second half of action, here are the first half stats presented by SwiftStop. Atomic TV would like to thank SwiftStop for their support of Richland High Student Broadcasting, located at 2110 Swift Boulevard in Richland. Stop by SwiftStop for everything you need for game day. Yeah, Kennedy, as we kind of take a glance here at both sides, and the thing that I always like to point out is the turnovers, okay? The 12 turnovers for the Ferris Saxons and the 3 turnovers for Richland. That usually tells the tale of the game. It's very hard to win a basketball game if you lose the turnover battle.
Yeah, I feel like we talk about that a lot. It's just like we're protecting the ball and then, also like creating turnovers. That is something that is mentioned. I'd have to bet probably every single broadcast.
Yeah.
So you got to win the turnover battle. And so like it's very hard. Not to like parrot what you said, but it's very hard to win the game when you're losing the turnover battle. And so, not to sound like a broken record, but that's just like there is no like in between. It's either yes or a no. Either you win or you don't.
Yep.
And so both teams really just need to lock in and focus on like this is one area where if you win that area, you likely win the whole game.
Well said. It'll be Edwards to inbound to Woodard to begin the second half of action here in Dawald in the District 6 quarterfinal. Ferris is remaining in that zone, which, not to sound like a coach, I can't imagine. I mean, gosh, coach for Ferris played Gonzaga basketball, but this is an excellent shooting Richland team. As Northrop finds the soft spot and finishes with the right hand.
Yeah, so for the less basketball savvy, I guess, at home, normally you don't want to play a 2-3 zone when the other team's shooting really well.
As an excellent block from Woodard, gets it up ahead to Northrop, who finds Skako, who lowers the shoulder. Oh, and they're going to give an offensive. Well, kind of have to there. I mean, whether or not his feet were moving is a different scenario. That was very clear non-basketball contact. Unfortunately, that will be Josiah's 4th foul of the night, so he will take a seat next to Caden Mitchell on the bench.
Yeah, I always hate to see when one of your like impactful players cannot play anymore, especially because he's a very good contributor on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, winning it last year, and having a very strong case this year. Hess gets it over to Robinson, and then it is tipped away. Woodard thinks about a 3, pump fakes, pulls up, jumper, good from just outside the key. Boston Hess can't finish, grabbed by Scholes. Woodard's got a long way to go, and he cannot save it. Hess picks up his dribble, hands it off to Christensen, over to Kays. Inside back to Christensen. Working on Woodard down low, finishes through contact. Up ahead to Edwards, all alone, slows it down, finds Northrup, who finds Woodard, puts up a three. Yes, rattles home. Jackson Woodard gives the Bombers a 20-point lead.
Another inside out, as we were talking about early in the game. That is something that the Richland Bombers live and die by and have for as long as I've been alive.
You know, they try not to dribble drive. That seems to be a really common offensive scheme around here, as Cole Floyd is wide open, a defensive lapse by the Bombers.
Yeah, well, the thing about dribble drive is it's highly player dependent, and Richland has 5 players that can play, and then they have 6 more on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Caden Scholes gets swatted by Floyd off of his good rebound. But the Bombers try to steer away from the dribble drive, and they tend to let it happen naturally, which is why you see it be as effective as it is, because when stuff gets out of sequence, the Bombers are allowed to then go to that dribble drive and, you know, just play with freedom. Caden Scholes has picked up his first personal foul of the night. Boston Hess catches it on the other side of half court and will go to work on Northrup. Northrup switches on to Kays. Kays tries to go backdoor, won't. Hess now with a much taller Hornevet on him, tries to take it inside, and Hornevet doesn't even contest as Hess hits the jumper. Give Boston Hess 15 points halfway through the third, nearly. Northrup thinks about a jumper, doesn't take it. Woodard does take the three though, and he hits it. Jackson Woodard with 16 points. Jackson Woodard now 4 of 7 from deep. Floyd takes a three, won't go. Good rebound from Edwards, boxing out and grabbing it. Hornevet takes a shot from the short corner, won't go. Floyd able to grab the rebound. Boston Hess stepping into a jumper, can't hit it. Jackson Woodard grabbing the board, a little bit of back and forth, and the team has scored in a couple of possessions here. That's been a rarity in this game. Hornevet down low, high percentage look, and one.
I could argue that's been a rarity all season.
Very good point.
Richland almost always scores every other possession at the worst.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Into the game is Decker Housel for Bijou Kays.
Housel returns for the Saxons. Lance at the line shooting 1.
Hornevet gets 3 the old-fashioned way, and Richland will take a timeout, a 30-second timeout. Richland currently holding on to a 22-point lead with 2 players above 20 points and 3 players above 15 points. I mean, overall, it's been the starters, but they've done an excellent job, like always.
Yeah, we touch on it a lot, but it's very hard to guard 2 elite shooters. Like, that's just really hard. You have to have 2. And then, may I present to you the 3rd elite shooter? And that's really that's just the story of Richland's season. And then also, like as we're talking, that opens up the drive, and they drive a lot. And then there's players that can play defense. And I'm not going to sit here and say that like Josiah Scocco, Caden Mitchell, Caden Schultz, Braylon Edwards, they can't also drive on you and score almost every time that they want to, because they can.
Yeah, exactly. And a thing that really doesn't get highlighted enough, especially on social media, is Hornevet's speed with the ball. I mean, you saw it on his coast-to-coast dunk, but he can blow by guys at 6'8". You just don't see that around here. Hess able to break the press, and he gets all the way down and swings it over, but not before it's stolen by Hornevet. Hornevet driving, finds Edwards, finds Northrup. Northrup stepping in, finds Hornevet, throws it down! Step into it, why don't ya? Hess with heavy pressure picks up his pivot foot. Northrup in, Hornevet displaying an excellent trap. Northrop finds Scholes. Northrop able to hang on. Scholes down low, gets it to Hornevet. Hornevet able to get it back outside. Finds Northrop. Scholes now to Edwards. Hornevet, who was calling for the ball, finally gets it. Able to fade away. Can't finish the jumper. Rebounded by Floyd. Floyd, heavy contact, and finally gets a foul call from way behind. Caden Scholes and Floyd get tangled up and hit the deck.
Yeah, that was just quite the sequence. That's really all I can say.
Yeah, they kind of maintained contact from one free throw line before they slid into the baseline down on the other end.
And that's just another part of playoff basketball. It's just everyone's trying extra hard in every single moment. That's just the
way
result
it
of that.
is,
Nothing wrong with that.
Hess able to get it outside. Housel finds Floyd, pump fake, steps into a 2. Off the backboard, no good. Hornevet skips it to Northrop, puts up a 3, won't go. He is fouled, and he will have 3 free throws coming for Northrop. Blake Zimmerman will put Northrop on the line. That's his first personal.
Landon at the line shooting
3. Northrop first. One rattles home. Northrop's second doesn't go. Northrop's got one more. Wait, wait, substitution, in comes Anders Thogerson for Cole Floyd.
Anders Thogerson in the game with Ferris.
Northrop's second is good. That gives him 23 points on the night. No good is Hess's 2-point attempt. Hornevet can't finish in transition. Now going the other way is Housel. He turns around and gets things going, but he can't hang on. Edwards able to poke it away, and it'll be Bomber basketball. .22 left here in the third quarter. Hornevet turnaround jumper, good.
That was just fundamental right there.
Edwards able to tip it. Housel able to grab it. Woodard able to swat it. And a miscommunication results in Housel's save attempt to go off of Anders Thogerson. Inbound, or excuse me, passed to Edwards. Goes inside to Hornevet. He takes a jumper, good.
We love a good short corner shot now, don't we?
We do love some short corners.
Definitely grown on me throughout this season.
30-point lead now for the Bombers. Robinson finds Thogerson as he throws it off the backboard. And up ahead to Northrop, slows it down and throws it down. Landon Northrop now with 25. Him and Lance have combined for 55. Outscoring the Saxons by 14, just them two, and Coach Mallon of Ferris has taken a full timeout, and we will step aside. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're watching Bomber Basketball on Atomic TV.
dinner, a drink ticket, and casual cocktail attire is appreciated. Again, for the class of 2026.
Blake Zimmerman will inbound for Ferris. Boston Hess, guarded by Scholes. Housel gets a screen, dumps it down to Thogerson. He finishes on the right side of the glass. You know, Kennedy, an interesting thing about Sean Mallon, he also, not only did he play at Gonzaga, but he was actually a Ferris basketball player alumni, as Boston Hess jumps it and is able to finish with the left hand, stealing it from Hornevet. Not only did he play at Gonzaga, yeah, he played basketball at Ferris and was able to reach the state championship 3 times, as there's Landon Northrup for 3, able to reach the state championship 3 times, and actually lost to Earl Streufert in '99 when he was an assistant at Walla Walla.
Yeah, I was going to say that's very impressive, reaching the state championship. I was like, what are you not telling me, Mike? But
no, he lost all 3 times, a la Buffalo Bills, who actually did it 4 times, and it's Super Bowl, a little bit of a bigger stage, as Hornevet takes a 3 in transition, can't finish, tipped around, finds Northrup's hands, fading away, has it tipped by Thogerson, and Thogerson grabs the board. Boston Hess, no good, air ball, good defense, and it's Hornevet all alone, throws it down with one hand, a rare one-hand jam from Hornevet. Hess has no dribble. Zimmerman can shoot, takes a 3, no good. After 3 quarters of play, the Bombers are up 33 on the Ferris Saxons, 78-45. Kennedy, I can't imagine that there's anything new for you to say, but what do you got for me?
no, just keep doing and don't do.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's it. Just this is likely a Richland win. I'm not going to put the cart before the horse or the chicken or whatever the saying is, but but I think we are clear here.
Yeah, an excellent game played here by the Bombers. Hornevet and Northrop have combined for 60 points in a district quarterfinal game. That is incredible. I mean, just flat out outstanding. I don't know what more you could possibly ask for. I mean, and Hornevet's the only one with the foul. And gosh, and you look at it on the rebounds too. Hornevet's been crashing the boards. Northrop also having 7 assists while being the second leading scorer.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just to be able to share the ball and still get buckets for yourself is actually like a lot harder than most people would think. Even if you have played basketball, it's just like at that high of a level.
It's impressive. And we would like to say this Atomic TV broadcast is proudly supported by Fowler General Construction. Fowler is committed to supporting Atomic TV student broadcasters and student athletes to celebrate their successes on and off the field. Fowler General Construction is a superior choice for general contracting services here in the Tri-Cities. Three attempts from Robinson, no good. Hornevet in transition, takes a floater, good. 6'8", one-legged floater. Good luck trying to guard that.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Housel with the right hand, underhand scoop, he is fouled. Excuse me, no, Northrop takes a charge.
Impressive.
It is impressive.
A little bit of a break in action as we maintain the cleanliness of Art Dawald.
Hornevet getting pressure from McClendon. Finds Woodard, finds the soft spot, makes the jumper from the free throw line. Jackson Woodard, 18 points Hornevet able to grab the steal there after some wild loose ball, and he loses possession, and Skako back into the game now, can't clean it up. Thogerson grabs the board and gives it over to Floyd. Floyd able to dribble between the legs, finds Damari McClendon, won't go, and it'll go towards the Bombers for possession.
Jack Christensen returns for Ferris.
Skako finds Edwards. Hornevet now working alone at the top of the key. Woodard inside to Hornevet, off the glass, good. Good pass shot between the Bombers there. Lance Hornevet with 36 points on the night. Housel finds Floyd. Floyd working on Hornevet, can't finish. Northrup grabs it. Over to Woodard, he takes a three, misses short. Robinson grabs the board. Housel in transition, hands it over to Robinson, steps through and gets an easy layup.
Yeah, protecting the ball is really, it's an important skill, and he did that. He went through about, I think, 3 people.
Hornevet in the interior, Skako down low is fouled. Skako will be put on the line. 5:25 left here in the game in this district quarterfinal.
Skako at the stripe shooting 2.
Caden Mitchell checking back into the game. Skako no good on the first. And we would like to reiterate this Atomic TV broadcast is proudly supported by Fowler General Construction. Fowler is committed to supporting Atomic TV student broadcasters and student athletes and celebrating their successes on and off the field. Fowler General Construction is a superior choice for general contracting services here in the Tri-Cities. Skako's second free throw is good. Skako etches his name into the points for here tonight. Edwards is the last starter to not score. Boston Hess, nearly an incredible finish, but Cole Floyd able to clean it up. Cole Floyd now with 15 points. Hornevet thinks about a three, gives it back over to Northrup, who gives it over to Woodard. And you bet, Jackson Woodard from deep. As Northrup's 8th assist of the night. As Hess can't finish on the jumper, Robinson able to grab the rebound. Colton for three, that's good. Hornevet hands it over to Woodard. Mitchell gets it down low, and Northrup able to get it to Hornevet, who can't finish. Skako with a good rebound. Outside to Woodard, back-to-back threes for Jackson Woodard.
As the Bombers hit 90 points, an interesting tidbit, they have never lost a game they've scored 90 points in.
That is true. The streak has continued. Skako, good defense, able to force a turnover, and Northrup has it stripped, doesn't get the call. Woodard able to grab an extra bucket. He's got a smile on his face as he's got 26. And we see the bench take off their shooting shirts and check into the game. Nash Powers, Caden Scholl, Zach Landers, and Lance Johnson check into the game. An entirely non-starter lineup for the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Mitchell can't retain possession, and it is now Colton going the other way. He'll take a transition three, no good. Powers able to grab the board and get it over to Scholes. Powers, Johnson, three, yes! You would think Lance Johnson would be cold coming off the bench, but he bangs that corner three, no problem. Boston Hess takes a fall after Caden Scholes Fouls him on the shot attempt, and Hess will head to the line.
Personal foul number 5, Caden Schultz, his third personal, team's first. Hess at the line shooting 2. PGPA is the other game for Ferris.
Boston Hess makes his free throws and comes out of the game. He finishes the night with 19 points. Samuel Colton checks into the game for him. Caden Mitchell is fouled by Sam Colton. Running clock is in place. The Bombers are up 42. Zimmerman and Keemer check into the game, and out come Floyd and Christensen. Mitchell now over 2 Powers on the near side of your screen on the wing. They find Mitchell in the corner, but Zach Landers is going to get popped with a moving screen. Housel working on Johnson, trying to create some space, gives up, finds Zimmerman, or excuse me, not Zimmerman, that is Kays. Caden Mitchell stops on a dime, can't convert the 3. Housel with the head of steam is fouled. He hits the deck and will head to the line with just a touch over a minute.
Personal foul number 20, Max Powers, his third personal, team's third. Decker Housel at the line shooting 2.
Housel makes his first. It's his first points of the night. Decker Housel, also just a freshman. Second's no good. Mitchell, the other freshman, grabs the rebound.
Yeah, Bombers looking to hit the century mark here. A number which they have hit a surprising amount of times.
Johnson able to stop and make his jumper from the free throw line. 98-55 is your total as the Saxons have one of their last, if not their last, possession of the game. Zimmerman takes the jumper over Landers, and Harris grabs the rebound. Lance Johnson, he wants 100, and it is stripped out of his hands. And unless they get the ball in here quick, it's going to be a tough chance at 100. And they get it right into Mitchell with 10 seconds left. 6 seconds. His fans are urging him to go for it. He does. Floater. No, it misses short. And that'll do it. 98-55 is your final here in Dawald. The Bombers move on to the semifinal where they will play Kamiakin next Tuesday night here in Richland.
Yeah, I really just want to highlight how good of a team you have to be to score 98 points in a district playoff game. No matter who you play, and it's not a play-in game, it is a play-off game. This is bracket play now. That is an absolutely incredible feat. We look to see you guys again on Tuesday, but this is a team that so far has not been stopped. I'm in awe of this team that is executing on almost every single level you ask them to.
Yeah, 22-0. You don't get there by an accident. And with that, we're going to look at our Swift Stop final stats of the night. Here are the final stats presented by Swift Stop. Atomic TV would like to thank Swift Stop for their support of Richland High School student broadcasting. Located at 2110 Swift Boulevard in Richland. Stop by Swift Stop for everything you need for game day. Yeah, Kennedy, we're going to take a glance at it here. And, you know, we talk about the turnovers, right? 21-8. I mean, that's self-explanatory. We already kind of touched on that. And then let's go back to what you were talking about, that 50-40 split from the percentage. Field goal percentage, 53% for the Bombers.
That's great. That really is. But what I want to highlight is 48.4% from three.
That's absurd.
That is more impressive to me. You are making almost half of every single three you took.
Yeah.
That is wild. Paired with 12 steals, that's a decent amount for a team. Like, you're creating opportunities. But really, if you're making almost every other three, that's just an impressive stat. And then you can have one player that can do that, sure. A player could get hot. But to have every single player you put on the court and you played your entire bench says something about you as a team and as a program and as the culture that you've built.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we are going to shut down our final stats here, and we encourage you to stick around for our post-game interview where we will interview a player of the game, Lance Hornevet. That'll happen here shortly. Stick around. All right, welcome to our Atomic TV post-game interview. I'm here with our player of the game, Lance Hornevet. Lance, how are you feeling after that win?
Feeling really good. First playoff win always feels good, except for the home atmosphere.
Yeah. And Lance, you know, you guys are 22-0. How are you able to stay disciplined as a team after you guys have just been rolling through everybody and able to keep that same goal in your mind?
I feel like we have great coaches that keep us in check. Like, Shortford never lets us mess around like during practice, even if we're playing a team that isn't really on our level.
And Lance, I'm going to read you your stat line here. 16 of 29 from the field, 36 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. Can you explain to the fans at home like what it feels like to be that locked in?
Obviously, I love the assists, and I'm blessed to be able to take 30 shots a game. So,
I mean, just overall though, it was a great performance, great win, Lance. It was great talking to you.
Yep, thank you.